Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And what you're looking at is something that happened out in MOAB town, China, where you had a Moabite unalive 35 people and I believe injured 42. He took his car and rammed it into a crowd because he got upset of the financial, because of the financial amount, money he had to pay over a divorce, So he basically took out his frustration on, his own people, man. And these curses, they falling on our enemies, man. They are falling on our enemies, right? Moab, he got upset that he had to pay out his ass to, his ex-wife. And, he couldn't handle it, man. But when Jake, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans go through this, and we lash out, we don't take it out on everybody, man. For the most part, we don't take it out on everybody. We don't just come out in the street and just run over 35 people, unaliving them and injuring 42. We don't do that, man. We take it and we just keep rolling. But you see, these other nations, they don't have no spirit on them, man. They're weak. These other nations are weak, man. Right? Chiefly Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because when he gets any type of affliction or any type of hell come on him, you already know what he's going to grab, his sword. And it's going to be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing, man. It's a blessed time to be living, man, because you get to see the downfall of your enemies, man. And the so-called Chinese man is your enemy, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man, woman, and child. The so-called Chinese man who goes by Moab in the scriptures, he's your enemy. And the Lord is going to destroy Moab the same way he's going to destroy the so-called Japanese man, East Indian man, African man, Arab man, and ultimately, the so-called white man. And these are the times we live in. So let's get that again. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And it reads, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right? So you're gonna see when the curses come on the nations, you see what they do, man. So let's check this out. So you see this warning, this video contains, you see it. 35 dead after hit and run attack in China. Check it out. I got 2 clips. Check out this one. Yeah. See, it says preliminary investigation suggests the incident was triggered by the suspect's divorce because he had to pay that money, man. Right? Oh man. Hey, just bodies just laid out, man. Bodies just laid out. Some gone and some just injured. You know. But this is the work of Yahweh Shem Shah. And yeah, we can laugh, man. We can laugh. Because what did the Lord say in you know, the Apocrypha? I believe is Ecclesiastes chapter 25. Let's see real quick. No, it's actually yeah. Ecclesiastes Sirach, Ecclesiasticus Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. So we seeing the fall of our enemies, man. So we can be happy. We can be joyous, man. Right? Because what? Let's get it. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16. It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And Moab had us in slavery as well, man. Right? Genghis Khan, they had us in slavery, man. Right? It says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So the Lord is fixing to make all these other nations pray. He's going to devour all these nations, man. I remember, I think it was probably 2 years ago, out in China, they had during Halloween, they had some dude come out there and just go crazy on. It was a lot of people, on the left. 2 years later, you got 35 on the left, man. So, hey, the Lord doing this thing. Right? Why? Because all these nations have come together to oppress the children of Israel, man. They all had times where they enslaved the children of Israel. Right? Over there in China, the so-called Negroes over there in China, they get treated like garbage, man. You got many videos where they coming over there, they calling them nigger. Right? They showing their hatred, just like Esau Edom, the so-called white man shows his hatred, man. None of these nations like the children of Israel. Why? Because they're not the children of Israel. They're not the true Jews. They're not the Israelites, man. So they hate us because they ain't us, man. Right? This is why. So let's go to the next clip. This is to go into more of, what happened over there. It says dozens killed in China after car plows into crowd. Right? And you just seen the video with all of them bodies just out, out and about. But the Lord said he was going to bring the judgment on Moab, man. Because Moab is very proud, man. Moab is very freaking proud. Right? Let's get Amos. Amos chapter 3. Because the Lord did this, man. We ain't do it. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? And that trumpet is the scriptures, man, the Bible. And everybody's afraid. Everybody's in the uproar, man. Everybody's in the uproar. Even 2/3 of our people, they're in the uproar, man. It says, shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? The answer is, hey, you know the answer to that. The Lord does everything, man. Right? The Lord did it, man. The answer is no. The Lord did this. And this ain't even scratched the surface yet, man. the judgment that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bring on you other nations. Right? So let's get this, man. Let's listen to this.
There, at least 35 people have been killed in a car ramming incident in the south of the country. A car broke through a barrier and plowed into people exercising outside a sports centre in Zhuhai, which is in Guangdong province. At least another 43 people were injured. The 62-year-old driver was arrested at the scene. Police say he suffered severe injuries and is in a coma. They believe the man was dissatisfied with his recent divorce settlement. We've heard from President Xi Jinping, who described this incident as extremely vile and called for the perpetrator to be severely punished. Our China correspondent, Stephen McDonald, is there for us at the scene. What you're going to see now is a local man particularly trying, who appears to have been organised. He's trying to keep journalists like Stephen away from the scene. Have a look.
People in China are in shock following events which unfolded in front of this stadium. Now, the complex is now closed off, but normally you can go in there and exercise. There are running tracks and the like, and you have groups of community dancing and this type of thing. But then a man in his 60s drove in there and ran down people. According to the police, dozens of them have now died, and dozens more, many more have been injured. The death toll.
And as you're going to see in this, you know, these nations, they tired of Esau, man. They tired of seeing Esau, man. Hey, man, the enemies, his enemies that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, man. Right? Watch it. Just check it out, man.
Toll may even increase. And so come over here, Dad. So we're just getting hassled here by So you're obviously getting hassled here by these people. So we'll just walk over here a little bit. I don't know if they're obviously being organised by the party to try and stop this type of thing happening. No, Xi Jinping has called on officials all over the country to try and settle community disputes to prevent this type of thing happening in the first place. And I suppose, what is he going to say after all? It's really an inexplicable event. According to the police.
Boy, I'm ready to put hands on Esau, man.
This official, the official reason they're giving is that this man was upset about his dispute with his wife after the division of his property following his divorce. And for some reason, this has led him to drive into this complex and kill people. He also harmed himself, it seems, with a knife. And according to reports, he's now in a coma. So
MOAB, he went on a rampage, man. He got upset that he had to pay out his pocket to his wife. She probably got most of his assets and things like that. Cause so even over there in China, man, you got a divorce going on. You would never hear about this 30 years ago, man. You know? But this is the curses that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting on these nations, man, that hate us. Right?
All of this has been very disturbing. Partly you can see.
And they're not through with Esau. Check it. Just watch.
Why it might inflame tensions and why there might be local party officials trying to organise those who would try to stop us from reporting on this. But either way, it's the type of thing that has happened, unfortunately, in China before. There are these copycat mass attacks. Somebody has some sort of grievance. They end up taking it out on complete strangers. And then we have this type of thing of the government trying to stop it from happening. 你别，
不要拍了
那我们
赶紧走，
那你走，
赶紧走
那我们要跟你别你别做那个，我也给警察打电话。
你给警察打电话了，
那行可以，
你打
好吧，
电话了，
那行我们可以，好，行可以。哎，你呢？你是谁？
我是中国公民，
你没有权利打扰我们。
我是中国公民，你给中国牌，你要
你没有权利，
你有身份证吗？
你没关系的。
不要在这乱拍！
你别打扰，你别做那个，我们告诉警察，你别做那个，你别做那个，你没有权利做那个。你知道你没有？你没有
And you see it, man. Moab upset, man. He not proud no more, right? Because these nations, man, especially with Moab, man, you ever work with Moab, man, they very, very disrespectful, man, especially to the so-called Negroes. They're very disrespectful. They don't know how to talk to you. They're very ignorant, arrogant, right? They're very proud. But the Lord said he's going to bring Moab down, man. Let's get this. This is Jeremiah 48. I'm going to start at 1. It says, against Moab, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel. Woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled, man. It is taken. Right? Verse 4. Moab is destroyed. Her little ones have caused a cry to be heard, man. Right? The children. Right? These are the children of Moab. Right? This is what it is. They're being destroyed, right? Slowly but surely. Let's jump to verse 29. It says, we have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart, man, meaning his spirit. These Moabites, they're very proud, man, especially against the children of Israel, man. They look down. They look down on the children of Israel, the greatest people on the earth, man, which are you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, right? Verse 30, it says, I know his wrath, saith the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it, man. Right? So this man, you know, he's he's also over there in China. They got a very strong military, right? So you see their wrath. You see what they can do. You see what they're capable of, you know, with their missile capabilities and their military and things like that. But the Lord said, what? It shall not be so. I mean, the Lord's going to break it up, man. The Lord's going to make it weak. You know? Verse 38. Let's jump to 38. It says this whole chapter is going into Moab being destroyed, man. It says Jeremiah 48 and 38. There shall be lamentation generally upon the housetops of Moab. And that's what you see, man. Right? 35 people unalived, 42 people injured. Right? They're lamenting right now. Everybody's in mourning over there. They got candles being put out. And they're having a memorial set up and all that. It said, there shall be lamentations generally upon all the housetops of Moab and in the streets thereof. For I have spoken, Salaki, I have broken Moab like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith the Lord. Right? It says, they shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How have Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. So these Moabites, they're going to be brought low, man. They're going to be brought very low. Moab is going to be a wash pot, the Lord said, man. Right? They're going to be nothing. They're going to be considered nothing, man. A brother had a dream where he dreamt he was in the kingdom and he seen Moabites, you know, cleaning the walls, man. Right? They come over here, they got the nail salons, the 99-cent stores, and when you walk in there, you know, they hurry up and buy. Right? Black man, come to the front. I can't see you. They're very proud, man. And they hate the so-called Negroes, but the so-called Negroes spend their money, man. Right? Why? Because we're under the curses. All the nations have gotten above us very high, and we have come down very low. We got to go, and we got to get everything from these nations, man. And that was a curse that was put upon us. Verse 40. For thus saith the Lord, behold, he shall fly as an eagle and shall spread his wings over Moab. So this is the Lord fixing to judge Moab. Keroth is taken, and the strongholds are surprised, and the mighty men's hearts in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her fangs. So all these strong, you know, men of Moab and the leaders and the sergeants and whatever they got over there, whatever they call them, they're going to be as women in these last days, man. The Lord's going to make them low and make them very weak. Right? Verse 42. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people because he have magnified himself against the Lord. And how has he done that? Right? He that toucheth you, meaning the children of Israel, toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye, man. So you come against the Lord by touching his people. Right? And you gotten over the children of Israel, and you know that they're the children of Israel, but yet you oppress the children of Israel, man. So you magnified yourself against the Lord, man. Right? You know? Let's go. Let's jump to verse 46. It says, woe be unto thee, O Moab, the people of Chemosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith the Lord. Thus far is the judgment of Moab, man. And we living in the judgment of these fucking Moabites, man. Me personally, I cannot stand the so-called Chinese men, man. Right? These Chinese men are, these so-called Chinese men are disgusting, man. They're disgusting. They're weak. They're arrogant, like I said. They're evil against the children of Israel. They have no respect. They don't know how to talk. So the Lord said, therefore, you know, thus therefore is the judgment of Moab, man. And rightfully so. Right? Let's get one more. Isaiah chapter 16. Right? Isaiah chapter 16, verse 12. Right? Isaiah chapter 16, verse 12. And it reads, and it shall come to pass when it is seen that Moab is weary on the high place, that he shall come to his sanctuary to pray, but he shall not prevail. So they got their gods that they're going to pray to when they start really catching hell over there. Buddha, whatever. Right? They probably got other gods we don't know about. But they don't mean nothing. Just same way Pharaoh prayed to his gods when ancient Egypt was falling, and his gods didn't do a damn thing. It's the same way Moab's gods are not going to do a damn thing when he catching hell, man. When the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua come upon him. It said, this is the word that the Lord has spoken concerning Moab since that time. But now the Lord has spoken, saying, within 3 years, as the years of an hireling, and the glory of Moab shall be contemned with all that great multitude, and the remnant shall be very small and feeble, meaning weak. So this is what you're seeing, man. Right? Then Moabite took his car and got weak and got upset because he had to pay his wife, you know, a substantial amount of money and probably property and all that other stuff, you know. So he didn't want to do it. So when it happened, he you know, he took out his anger on his people, man. Right? So this is the judgment of Moab, man, from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, so I just wanted to touch on this. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua willing to elect with other Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And Moab going to turn on Esau, man. Right? And Esau going to be like the Chase Row, because all nations going to come after him real soon, man. The judgment of Esau is at hand, and the judgment of Moab is at hand. So the next lesson, Shalom.
你知道你别啊嘛，你别做那个，你别做那个，你做，你做。
在中国的土地上，我就
So you may be wondering what was said in that exchange. We've got a colleague in the newsroom that's translated what happened there. And the man who comes up to Steve in the blue t-shirt is repeatedly asking Steve not to film. He's telling him he's going to call the police. He's asking him to show his press certificate. And our correspondent, Steve McDonald, there continually saying, stop interrupting, I'm filming here. So that is just that altercation that you saw there.